Hey guys, this is Scorpio Ridge. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the expansion symbol template that I put in my Altar starting kit. All this template really is the different colors of all of the magic card set symbols that they use. If you don't use these ones, they're going to look off, and they use some colors that you might not expect. Like, when I first pulled these colors, I didn't realize that the Mythic was so red and the Dark of the Uncommon was so dark. They seem a lot lighter on cards, and they actually will when you print them as well. So what you're going to need to use this template is some sort of a logo. The simpler the better. It's going to be really small on your card, so if you have something really detailed, you're going to lose a lot of that detail. What I'm going to be using for this demonstration is the symbol right here. It's the unversed symbol from Kingdom Hearts. Haven't really played it enough to know what it's used for. I just googled it. Looked like a decent symbol, so I'm just using it for an example. So, accept that. First thing that you're going to do when you drag your symbol into this, you're going to come over here and you're going to rasterize this layer. Having it as a smart object doesn't really work very well. There's a lot of things that you can't do it, like if you want to edit the actual file itself, like erase something or add something onto it, you just can't do it as a smart layer file. So rasterize a layer, that way it's totally editable. And the first thing that we're going to do is show you how to do the common symbol. It's really easy. You come over here, you double click on your layer, which brings up your layer styles. You go to stroke, you make the color of your stroke white, and you increase the size of the stroke to like 13, 14, 15, whatever just looks about right. So for this one, looks like 14 is about good. So click that, and you have your common set symbol. We're not going to save this right now because I'm going to show you a trick to actually make everything pretty simple for you to save. But to first do that, we create a new group. This group is going to hold all of our gradients for the different rarities of expansion symbol. So in the group, we're going to create 3 layers. One's going to be uncommon, one's going to be rare, one's going to be mythic. What we do then is we come down here, we hold down Control, we click this little thumbnail preview, and what that does is it will select everything that's visible on this layer, but not the layer styles. So the only thing that is selected is the logo that we want. We come here, we click on Group, and then right down here we have this little button. It's a square with a circle cut out into it. We hit OK. That adds a layer mask. What that does is everything in this group is only going to show color on our symbol. So to give you a quick demonstration of that, we are on our layer. We can paint all we want out here. It doesn't do anything, but you can see it shows up on this thumbnail. But as soon as we start going over the actual symbol, it will color it. So, what we need to do now is we get our gradient tool. The gradient tool is what we're going to use to get the actual gradient on the card, of course. Default is usually set to this, which is a side-to-side, which is what we don't want. What we want is this one right here, which is a reflected gradient. And as you can see in all of the expansion symbols, you have like a line of bright color running down with the dark on either side. So that's the one we want. So with these colors down here, if you hold down Control on your computer and click on the color, it will select the color with the dropper tool and put it over as your foreground color. If you hit X, it'll switch the foreground color. If you don't want to hit X, you can also click this little arrow button over here and it'll switch them. Once we have our darker color as the foreground, we click that. So now we have the uncommon colors as our foreground and background color, which is what our gradient is going to use up here, as you can see. So the one thing you want to make sure is that you have the lighter color as your foreground color before you start dragging the gradients, because to do the gradients, what you do is you come over here and you start doing different angles, different size lines, somewhere towards the middle of the card, or towards the symbol rather. And once you get something that you really like I think that looks really good, has kind of a diagonal to it, it's pretty dark on either side, so that's going to be our uncommon. So we click down here to our next one for our rare. We do the same thing. Click our light color, click our dark color, make sure the lighter color is our foreground color, and repeat. Make sure you make the top layer invisible so that you can actually see what you're doing. You want to try and get your symbols to have about the same gradient, which I am apparently not having much luck with right now. That looks good. And finally, our mythic. That X. And click down here. And that looks about right for that. So, for pretty much all expansion symbols, our stroke is going to be black, but we're actually going to do our con first. So after you have all of your gradient layers done, what you're going to do is use the crop tool, and you're going to crop out this symbol. Because if you don't crop it out, you're going to have a lot of excess when you import it into your file, and you want as little of that as possible. So we get everything lined up pretty well. You want to make sure that it is centered. Hit OK, and it'll crop everything out that isn't the symbol. So after we have this, you're going to go ahead and save, file, save as. You want to make sure to save it as a PNG file. Saving it as a PNG will make sure that all of the transparency that you have in the background transfers over when you copy the symbol into your cards. So, save that as a PNG, compression, everything, the bases are fine. So, then you go to your mythic, and now we go down here, we double click on this layer down here, bring back up the layer styles, we change our stroke from white to black, hit OK, and there we have our mythic. You save that, switch over to gold, save that, switch over uncommon, save that, and then that's all there is to it. You have all of your set symbols for all the different rarities of the cards that you're going to be altering. Hope you guys found this informative, and if you do, leave some comments, tell me what you guys would like to see next.